One day while camping, I spent most of the night wide awake. The stars were simply too bright. After all, who could sleep with a light show like this? And before I knew it, the sun was up and the new day was rained in. Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure involves camping at Frog Lakes. I never heard of Frog Lakes, but a friend of mine was going camping and he invited me out because there was supposed to be a meteor shower, the Perseid meteor shower, and he said that was a great place to catch that. And as soon as he mentioned meteor shower, I was hooked. So we headed out to Frog Lakes. This location is right outside Yosemite National Park. It's not in the park, but it's right outside. But what makes Frog Lake so special is it's one of a series of beautiful lakes that trickle down from the mountain just outside of Yosemite. So it's a great place to camp out, and that's where we hung out to see the meteor shower, or attempt to see the meteor shower. Didn't exactly see it because we were there a little bit too early, but it was still an awesome show. We got some great shots of the stars. So let's get into it. Right from the beginning, the trailhead begins by rewarding you with a beautiful view of one of multiple lakes located in the area. These lakes are popular spots for those into fly fishing. Just be prepared to make frequent stops to admire the sheer beauty of the lakes as they sparkle and shimmer the color of emerald green. These lakes are tiered, so they make for great resting places as you hike towards the summit. I battled with the elevation, so frequent breaks were a must for me. After my short break, I continued up the trail as it hugged the shore of the lake, but not without taking a sec to hurl a stone into the beautiful green waters. After that impulsive moment, I moved on because we still had a bit of a distance to go. We encountered many people from all different walks of life on this trail. On this segment, I met a man who had to be at least 70 who was trekking to the summit. He looked at me like there was something wrong when I told him that I was only going to Frog Lakes. The trek is only about 1.6 miles from the parking lot. What do you think, guys?
It's a good day.
Good day.
It's freaking beautiful.
Good adventure ahead of us.
Yeah.
The first of 3 or 4 lakes that we're going to hit today.
Woo! This is the first?
Second.
You guys hear that?
Not the last.
Second of 4 lakes that we're going to hit today. You know, Josh told me this trail was remote, but man, there's just like a train of people coming through here. And I think it's because of the pandemic. Everyone's been locked up so long. I'm just happy to get out. But it's an awesome day.
Awesome day.
The view from the top of the lake was simply stunning. We said goodbye for now and continued up the trail, eager to see what else was in store for us. Having an abundant source of water, we simply needed to carry enough hydration to get us to camp. However, it is important that you filter your water.
I'm not certain that it was necessary to filter the water. Drinking the water unfiltered might be okay because the source was from a pile of unmelted snow left over from last winter. But why take that chance? The trail continued to climb, ascending over 10,000 feet. I labored to breathe as I ascended up the mountain with my excess COVID fat. Before we knew it, we were at Frog Lakes. Now the only thing we had to do was pick a spot to camp out. The goal was to get away from the highly trafficked trails, so we ventured off the beaten path. It didn't take very long before we figured out exactly where we wanted to set up camp. There were hardly any people on this side of the lake.
All right, we made it, finally. This is where we're gonna set up camp. It looks pretty remote, but on the other side, there's a hiking trail. There's a lot of people coming and going. But we're going to stay here overnight, so it should be nice and quiet. The best part is, it's supposed to be a meteor shower tonight. So hopefully we can catch a glimpse of that. The Perseid meteorites. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but I think it's Perseid. So anyway, that's going on right now. The peak is going to be August 13th. And it's not quite the 13th. Right now it's the 8th. But hopefully we'll catch some glimpses of that going by. But it should be a really nice night. We got this now nice mountain face here and just blue sky. So there's not much city. There aren't any cities around here. So it should be nice and dark. So we should really be able to get a good view of the stars. So I'm looking forward to that. Meanwhile, my ankle is pretty inflamed due to a previous ankle injury, so I'm going to get off that, rest that, and then set up camp.
Rudy and Josh were all set up in their hammocks, so they were just chilling.
My dog's hurt right now. Gotta rest him up.
Alright, just set up my hammock and I'm settled in, ready to take a nice little afternoon nap. Got the mosquito up, keep the bugs out.
No bugs.
Good night. See you in an hour or two. We're gonna wait for the sun to start to set, and then gonna get some awesome shots of the sunset. And then hopefully we'll see some meteor showers later tonight.
Huh?
Night.
What?
As I waited to fall asleep, I enjoyed the view from my hammock. The lake was peaceful and it put me in a relaxed state. It didn't take too long for me to pass out. And if you think the view is amazing now, it gets even better when you click the subscribe button. Don't believe me? I dare you to try it and watch what happens. And if you're really feeling crazy, go ahead and click that like button to get the YouTube algorithm popping. YouTube loves interaction. When I awoke from my afternoon nap, I decided to go on a walkabout. My first destination was the lake. I wanted to see how cold the water was. It was cool, but not too cold to swim. After checking out the lake, I went to survey the surrounding area. I walked around looking to see if I could spot any wildlife. I knew there were bears and deers in the area, but wasn't sure if I would run into any. Fortunately for me, it didn't take too long for me to run into deer. Unfortunately, I didn't have a telephoto lens, so I could only get so close to this magnificent creature. In this shot, off in the distance, there's a deer trying hard to blend in with the background, but he couldn't fool me. The deer moved away after he realized he had been spotted. I continued my walk towards the source of our drinking water. I hung around this area waiting for Josh and Rudy to catch up to me so we could pump filtered water. In this field, there was bear scat scattered everywhere. Apparently, this is where the bears love to hang. The pile of snow that seems to resemble a glacier was the source of our water and all the beautiful lakes that we passed just to get here. Shortly thereafter, Josh and Rudy caught up to me and it was time to pump some water.
Alright, Josh and Rudy are in charge of water. They're doing a great job.
Have you guys done this before?
We have a few times.
Okay.
You guys make a great team.
I think so.
Feeling like a third wheel, I decided to go for a walk and enjoy the beautiful sunset that was about to befall upon us.
Okay, nightfall is about to settle in. Like I mentioned before, we're expecting a meteor shower tonight, so we're gonna turn in early and get up maybe about 1 o'clock. Hopefully see a spectacular show in the sky. So that's why we're going to bed early. Should be pretty awesome.
As the sun went down, we headed back to camp. There was only one more thing that needed to be done before we settled in, and that was to string up our food and packs. Josh had already thrown some rope over the tree when there was light, so it took no time to hang up the packs. With the food hung, we headed back to our hammocks to call it a night. It got very dark out here once the sun set. Back at our camp, we settled in and waited for the light show to begin. Unfortunately, we never saw the meteor shower in full effect. We were out there too early. The show wasn't scheduled to happen for a few more days, but it was still a good show. Shortly thereafter, the sun came up and we ushered in the new day. We were greeted with a beautiful and peaceful sunrise as the sun began to light the surrounding area. As soon as we had breakfast, we would head back towards civilization.
Okay, we just finished an epic night here at Frog Lake. I can't even come up with words to describe what we saw last night. All I can say is there are no cities near this place. So what that means is there's zero light pollution. So at night, the sky is pitch black and the stars are brightly illuminated and you can see everything. And it was like that for 3 or 4 hours up until the time the moon came out, and then this place was lit up by the moon. It wasn't a full moon, but it was still pretty well lit where you could see everything. I highly recommend you come here. Frog Lake is a great place to camp. it gives you a feeling of remoteness, even though it's not very remote. There's across the lake over here, there's a trail, and a lot of people pass that trail during the day. So you'll see a lot of people during the day, but at night, we saw no one. We were the only ones here, and it was incredible. We had this whole place to ourselves. If you want more information on this destination, please visit my website. I'll provide all the details there in case you want to visit this place. One last thing, this is a cool thing about this place. If you don't like this lake, there's like 4 other lakes, all in close proximity of each other, so you can choose whichever lake you want. And each one is just as splendid as this one. Good job.